Welcome to Bilingual Health and Wealth Academy. We've got a deep dive ready for you today, all about cracking the code to financial freedom and get this, a balanced life too. We're diving into the New Wealth Blueprint by Dr. Xu Chen Hao. That's Dr. Ho, by the way, founder of Quaker Shimsan Ltd.
You know, what I find really fascinating is Dr. Howe's idea that money, it's not just about the numbers, it's about mastering your mindset.
Okay, so let's unpack this whole money mindset thing. Dr. Howe talks about these limiting beliefs we inherit about money. You know, things like money is the root of all evil, or that feeling like there's never enough. It's crazy how these beliefs can really hold us back without us even realizing it.
It's like we're running a program in our heads, but we didn't even write the code. Dr. Howe points out that these beliefs often stem from, well, our upbringing. You know, think about it, your family, your culture, even past experiences that might have shaped how you view money.
Right, it's like inheriting a money script. But what if that script is outdated? Or just wrong? How do we hit the rewrite button?
Well, that's where Dr. Howe's idea of cultivating an abundance mindset comes in. Instead of always focusing on what we lack, it's about believing there's enough to go around and focusing on what we can create.
So instead of saying, I can't afford that, it's more about asking, how can I afford that? That small shift in language can make a huge difference, I think.
Absolutely. It's all about shifting from scarcity to possibility. And you know what else I found really intriguing? Dr. Howe's take on debt. She challenges the idea that all debt is inherently bad.
Yeah, she makes a clear distinction between good debt and bad debt. So how does she define good debt?
Okay, so think of it this way. Good debt is an investment that has the potential to grow in value or generate income over time. Let's say you take out a loan to buy a rental property that's good debt. It's working for you, potentially generating income each month and increasing in value over time.
But then there's bad debt, right? The kind that just drains your resources, those high-interest credit card balances or loans for things that quickly lose value.
It's all about leverage, using borrowed money strategically to build wealth, not just fund a lifestyle you can't afford. What I found particularly interesting was Dr. Howe's emphasis on cash flow. She calls it the lifeblood of financial success.
So it's about more than just earning more than you spend.
Exactly. It's about managing the money coming in and the money going out efficiently. Think of it like a dance balancing income and expenses gracefully to create a positive flow. One way she suggests doing this is with the 50-30-20 budget rule.
You mean allocating 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and investments? That seems pretty straightforward.
It is. But here's a surprising twist. Dr. Howe suggests actually flipping the order. Most people focus on needs first, then wants, and whatever's left over goes to savings. She suggests paying yourself first, setting aside that 20% for savings and investments before allocating for needs and wants.
Well, that's interesting. It's about prioritizing your future self and making sure you're consistently investing. But what about those of us who, struggle with sticking to a budget? I know I've been there.
Well, Dr. Howe is a big fan of automation. Instead of relying on willpower, she recommends setting up automatic transfers each month from your checking account to your savings account. It's like paying your future self before you even have a chance to spend it.
That takes a lot of the mental burden out of saving, that's for sure. Makes it more likely you'll reach your goals.
Exactly. She also recommends automating bill payments too. Helps avoid late fees and keeps your credit score in good shape.
Speaking of credit scores, Dr. Howe actually dedicates a whole section to understanding them and, how to actually improve them. She lists 5 main factors: payment history, credit utilization, length of credit history, new credit, and credit mix.
Out of those 5, payment history reigns supreme. It accounts for 35% of your score and reflects whether you've made on-time payments for those credit cards, loans, and other debts. Think of it as your credit report card.
So even if you're juggling multiple cards and loans, the key is to pay everything on time no matter what.
You got it. Shows lenders you're responsible and can handle your finances. Now, let's talk about something that often causes anxiety for people: investing. Dr. Howe, she breaks down the fundamentals in a way that's easy to grasp, even if you're just starting out.
Yeah, I like how she demystifies it, makes it feel accessible to everyone.
She starts by explaining why investing is so important. It's not just about saving money, it's about making your money work for you. Leaving your money in a savings account won't keep up with inflation. You're actually losing purchasing power over time.
So investing helps your money grow and beat inflation. But how do we choose the right investments? There are so many options out there.
Well, Dr. Howe advocates for diversification, spreading your investments across different asset classes, stocks, bonds, real estate, you name it. It's like having a well-balanced financial diet.
And one of the most powerful concepts she emphasizes is compound interest, that snowball effect, where your interest earns more interest and it just grows exponentially over time.
Exactly. She stresses that time is your greatest ally when it comes to investing, which is why it's crucial to start early, even if it's with small amounts.
So for those of us who get overwhelmed by the thought of picking individual stocks, what does Dr. House suggest?
She differentiates between active investing and passive investing. Active investing is all about trying to beat the market by picking individual stocks or trying to time the market. It's high risk, high reward, requires a lot of expertise.
Passive investing, on the other hand, involves investing in broad market indexes through things like index funds or ETFs. It's a more hands-off approach, aiming to capture the overall market return over the long term.
Exactly. Passive investing is generally recommended for most investors. It's low cost, it's efficient, and it's a great way to build wealth steadily over time.
It's about letting the market do its thing and trusting in the power of long-term growth. But what happens when the market takes a dip? It's easy to panic and want to sell everything.
That's where discipline and sticking to your plan is so crucial. Dr. Howe emphasizes that market fluctuations are totally normal. Instead of panicking, she encourages viewing downturns as potential buying opportunities.
So it's about riding out those waves and staying focused on your long-term goals. Speaking of which, Dr. Howe doesn't just focus on building wealth, she also emphasizes diversifying your income. Having multiple streams of income, it's like increasing your financial security net.
That's a great point. She distinguishes between active income, what you earn from working, and passive income, money you earn with little to no ongoing effort. Passive income is like the holy grail of financial freedom, creating systems that generate income even when you're not actively working.
It's like building a money-making machine that works for you, even while you sleep. So give me some examples of these passive income streams.
Well, think rental income from properties, dividends from stocks, royalties from books or music, or even income from a website or blog. It's about building assets that generate income on their own, rather than just trading your time for money.
So it's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter, creating those systems that support your financial goals. You know, what's interesting is that Dr. Howe also talks about the importance of side hustles.
Side hustles are fantastic, a way to explore new possibilities, build new skills, and create those additional income streams without quitting your day job. It's like dipping your toes into the entrepreneurial world without taking a huge leap.
Plus, they can often evolve into full-time businesses or even generate those passive income streams we were just talking about.
Exactly. And Dr. Howe provides a bunch of examples: freelancing, online tutoring, coaching, even creating content or selling products online. The possibilities are endless.
This makes me think about how technology is changing the game when it comes to managing money. Dr. Howe actually dedicates a whole chapter to this.
It's amazing how much technology can simplify and streamline our financial lives. Think about all those apps and tools available now: budgeting apps, investment platforms, robo-advisors, even just online banking. It's like having a whole team of financial experts right in our pockets.
I love using budgeting apps, track my spending, see where my money's going each month. It's like having a financial fitness tracker on my phone.
And Dr. Howe, she also highlights the importance of using data analytics to actually optimize our financial strategies. We can analyze our spending patterns, track our investment performance, and really identify those areas where we can improve. It's about using data to make smarter decisions and reach our financial goals more efficiently.
So it's not just about having the tools, but actually using them strategically to get the most out of our finances. Speaking of efficiency, Dr. Howe is a big fan of automation, right?
We talked about automating savings and bill payments earlier, but she goes even deeper. Explains how automating your investments and even debt repayments can free up so much time and mental energy.
It's like putting your finances on autopilot so you can focus on the things that matter most: your health, your relationships, your passions.
Exactly. But even with automation, we still need to be mindful of managing risks.
Yeah, that's a good point. Life throws curveballs, and it's important to be prepared for the unexpected. Dr. Howe dedicates a whole chapter to protecting your assets and your financial well-being.
She starts by talking about income protection through things like life insurance and disability insurance. Life insurance provides financial support to your loved ones if, well, something happens to you, and ensures they're taken care of.
And disability insurance kicks in if you're unable to work because of an illness or injury. It replaces a portion of your income to help you stay afloat financially.
Both are crucial forms of protection, especially if you have a family who depends on your income.
She also stresses the importance of health insurance, of course. Helps cover those unexpected medical bills.
And she even delves into long-term care insurance, which covers the cost of care if you become unable to perform basic daily activities.
Definitely something to think about, especially as we get older. It's about planning ahead and making sure you have the resources to cover those potential costs. What other risks does Dr. Hell cover?
She talks about asset protection, specifically focusing on home, auto, and umbrella insurance.
So it's about having the right coverage to protect your physical assets, your home, your car, and any other valuable possessions.
Exactly. Homeowners insurance protects your property against damage, fire, theft, natural disasters, you name it. It even covers liability claims. Auto insurance is a must-have, covers costs associated with accidents. And umbrella insurance provides an extra layer of liability protection on top of your other policies.
So it's like having a safety net for those unforeseen events that could wipe out your savings.
Precisely. Dr. Hell also dives into legal risk management, particularly estate planning and asset protection.
Estate planning makes sure your wishes are carried out after you're gone. Your assets are distributed to your heirs according to your plan.
Right, and she also talks about asset protection strategies, which can shield your wealth from potential legal claims or creditors. It's about being proactive and protecting those assets you've worked so hard for.
It's a lot to consider, but it's all about making those informed choices to protect yourself and your loved ones.
Absolutely, and Dr. Howe really emphasizes that true wealth, it's about more than just money. It's about living a balanced life where your finances support your well-being, not control it.
That leads us to a really fascinating chapter where Dr. Howe explores how to strike that balance between wealth and life.
It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of financial success and forget about everything else that matters. We might sacrifice our health, our relationships, or our happiness in the name of making more money.
It's like that old saying, nobody on their deathbed wishes they'd spent more time at the office.
So true. Dr. Howe argues that true wealth is about living a life that's rich in experiences, relationships, and meaning.
So how do we find that balance? Sounds great in theory, but what does it look like in practice?
Well, Dr. Howe provides some really practical strategies. One is to prioritize your health, your most valuable asset.
It's about making time for exercise, eating a balanced diet, getting enough sleep, managing stress.
Exactly. And she also stresses nurturing those relationships.
Our relationships are what give our lives meaning and purpose.
They provide us with support and connection, which are essential for our well-being.
She talks about spending quality time with loved ones, being present in the moment, and really listening to what they have to say.
It's about putting down the phone, turning off the TV, and really engaging with the people who matter most.
And she also encourages us to build a supportive network of friends, colleagues, mentors, and peers.
It's so important. We all need people we can turn to for support, especially when things get tough.
Dr. Who also talks about finding purpose and meaning in our lives.
It's about identifying what matters to you, your values, your passions, your goals, and living a life that's aligned with those things.
It's about finding work that you enjoy, work that makes a difference in the world.
And it's about using your wealth to support causes that you care about.
This leads us to another key concept that Dr. Ho explores, the idea of building generational wealth.
Generational wealth, it's about more than just passing down money to your heirs. It's about creating a legacy that empowers future generations to thrive.
It's about setting them up for success, not just financially, but in all areas of their life.
Exactly. And Dr. Howe talks about the foundations of generational wealth, which include financial education for future generations, establishing a solid estate plan, preserving wealth through smart investment strategies, and creating a legacy of values.
Let's start with financial education. Dr. Howe, she really emphasizes the importance of teaching children about money from a young age.
It's about giving them the tools and knowledge they need to manage their finances responsibly and make those sound decisions.
It's about breaking the cycle of financial illiteracy and empowering future generations to create their own financial security.
Exactly. And Dr. Howe, she also talks about the importance of establishing a solid estate plan. This includes creating a will or trust, designating powers of attorney, and minimizing estate taxes.
It's about having a plan in place so your assets are distributed according to your wishes, and your heirs aren't burdened with unnecessary taxes or legal complications.
Right. And she also stresses the importance of preserving wealth through smart investment strategies.
Meaning, investing for the long term, diversifying your portfolio, and avoiding unnecessary risks.
Exactly. And Dr. Howe also talks about creating a legacy of values.
It's about passing down those principles and beliefs that help you build your wealth in the first place.
Right. Things like hard work, discipline, integrity, generosity, the importance of education, and the value of giving back to the community.
It's about creating a ripple effect of positive impact that extends beyond your own lifetime.
Exactly. Generational wealth, it's about building a legacy that empowers future generations to create their own success and make a positive impact on the world.
Wow, this is really inspiring. It's about so much more than just money. It's about creating a life of purpose, meaning, and impact.
And it's about passing those values on to the next generation, creating a ripple effect that goes way beyond our own lifetimes.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. Dr. Howe's New Wealth Blueprint is full of wisdom and practical advice.
It's refreshing to see her emphasis on the holistic nature of wealth, recognizing that financial success is just one piece of the puzzle.
She reminds us that true wealth encompasses our health, our relationships, our happiness, and our ability to make a difference in the world.
And that's a blueprint worth following.
Speaking of blueprints, Dr. Howe has a whole section dedicated to financial tips for different life stages. It's like a roadmap for navigating your financial journey no matter where you are on the path.
It's brilliant. She breaks down advice for young adults, middle-aged families, side hustlers, even those approaching retirement.
Let's start with young adults. Dr. Howe calls this the golden age of investing because they have the most powerful asset on their side.
Exactly. And she emphasizes the importance of starting early, even if it's just with small amounts. The magic of compound interest really works best when you have time on your side.
She also encourages young adults to take advantage of their higher risk tolerance. Considering investments like stocks or mutual funds, they have the potential for higher growth over the long term.
It's about using those early years to build a really solid foundation for future financial success.
And she also stresses avoiding those common pitfalls of early adulthood, like racking up credit card debt or making impulsive purchases.
It's about learning to manage money responsibly and developing healthy financial habits early on.
Then she moves on to those middle-aged families. This is a time of, well, increased financial pressure mortgages, children's education, saving for retirement.
It can feel overwhelming to juggle all those competing priorities, but Dr. Howe offers some great tips for finding that balance.
She talks about the importance of creating a family budget, one that works for everyone.
And about setting financial goals together as a family so everyone is on the same page, working towards the same vision.
She also emphasizes the importance of communicating openly about money with your partner.
It's about being transparent about your financial situation, your goals, and your concerns.
Money is often a source of conflict in relationships, so open communication is key. Helps prevent arguments and keeps everyone aligned financially.
Absolutely. And Dr. Howe, she also talks about the importance of instilling those healthy money habits early on.
Exactly. Dr. Howe suggests practical things like involving kids in financial discussions, giving them allowances, teaching them about saving, spending, and even giving back.
It's about empowering them to make those smart choices as they grow.
Now, for those middle-aged families juggling so much, Dr. Howe really stresses finding a balance between those education costs and saving for retirement. It's a tough act, for sure.
She encourages families to explore all their options, 529 plans for education, 401k, or IRAs for retirement. And don't be afraid to call in reinforcements. Financial advisors can be a lifesaver when it all feels overwhelming.
Having a pro in your corner can definitely make a difference. Now, what about those side hustlers? Dr. Howe's a big fan, right?
She is. She sees side hustles as a way to tap into your skills and interests. Bring in some extra income, whether that's freelancing, consulting, even starting a small business.
It's like a testing ground for your entrepreneurial spirit.
Exactly. Dr. Howe offers solid advice on managing the money side of things too. Tracking income and expenses, setting aside money for taxes, reinvesting profits to grow the business.
It's about taking it seriously, even if it starts small.
Now, thinking about the future, what about those approaching retirement? Dr. Howe really emphasizes creating a realistic retirement plan.
It's about facing those what-if questions. How much money will you need to live comfortably? Will your savings last? Are there gaps you need to address?
She suggests taking a close look at those retirement accounts, exploring potential income sources, and factoring in things like healthcare costs and inflation, things many people overlook.
Retirement planning can be daunting, but Dr. Howe breaks it down step by step, making it much less intimidating.
And she reminds us it's never too late to start. Even if you're in your 50s or 60s, taking control of your financial future can mean enjoying those golden years without stressing about money.
That peace of mind is priceless. One thing that really stands out in Dr. Howe's book is her focus on learning from mistakes. She dives into common financial pitfalls and how to avoid them.
It's like she's sharing her own hard-won wisdom, which I find really valuable.
She starts by talking about overspending. It's so easy to fall into that trap, buying more than we need. especially in our consumer-driven world.
That overspending often leads to debt and stress. Dr. Howe encourages us to be more mindful, track where our money's going, and really distinguish between needs and wants.
Sometimes we need to ask ourselves, do I really need this, or is it just a fleeting desire? Taking a step back before making a purchase can help us decide if it's truly worth it.
That pause can make all the difference. Another mistake Dr. Howe highlights is not saving enough, especially when we're young and feeling invincible.
It's easy to put off saving when retirement feels so far away. But Dr. Howe reminds us that starting early, even with small amounts, can have a huge impact thanks to that compound interest.
She's a big fan of automating savings, setting it up so you're consistently putting money aside without even thinking about it. And having specific goals in mind, like an emergency fund or a down payment on a house, can make saving feel less like a chore.
Those goals can be powerful motivators, that's for sure. Dr. Howe also cautions against diving into investing without a plan. It's tempting to jump on the latest trend, but doing your research is crucial.
Exactly. She emphasizes understanding your risk tolerance, building a diversified portfolio, and taking a long-term approach. It's about making calculated decisions, not just blindly following the hype.
Dr. Howe also reminds us to protect ourselves from risk. We talked about insurance, but she goes deeper, mentioning things like having a will or trust, being vigilant against identity theft, and watching out for scams. It's about being proactive and safeguarding your financial well-being.
What I found particularly insightful was how Dr. Howe addresses the emotional side of money. Those feelings of fear, greed, or anxiety, they can lead us to make those impulsive choices.
We've all been there. It's like our emotions hijack our financial decision-making.
Exactly. Dr. Howe encourages us to develop self-awareness, recognize our triggers, and make decisions based on logic and reason, not just how we're feeling at the moment.
It's about becoming the master of your money mindset and not letting your emotions steer you off course. Dr. Howe's approach is so refreshing. She connects financial well-being to all aspects of our lives. It's not just about money in isolation.
Exactly. She dedicates a whole chapter to the role of technology in managing our finances. In today's digital world, there are so many tools and apps that can simplify our financial lives.
Think about budgeting apps that track your spending, investment platforms that make investing easier, robo-advisors that offer personalized advice.
We've got all these financial helpers right at our fingertips.
I love using budgeting apps to see where my money is going each month.
And Dr. Howe, she also highlights the power of data analytics, using data to understand our spending patterns, track investments, and find areas where we can improve.
It's about using technology to strategically make those informed decisions and reach our goals more effectively.
Speaking of efficiency, she dives deep into automation. We talked about automating savings and bill payments, but Dr. Howe goes further, advocating for automating investments and debt repayments. Frees up time, reduces stress.
It's like setting up those financial systems to work for you, so you could focus on living your life.
Exactly. Now, for those of us in Taiwan, Dr. Howe provides a really valuable section on retirement planning and pension security, incredibly relevant in our context.
She provides a comprehensive overview of Taiwan's social security system, breaks down the labor insurance pensions and the old age pension.
These programs offer a safety net for retirees, but Dr. Howe stresses having additional income sources to maintain your lifestyle.
She dives into those annuity products that insurance companies offer. They can provide a steady income stream during retirement.
And she emphasizes creating a retirement plan that takes into account your individual needs and goals, including healthcare costs, inflation, your desired lifestyle.
It's about taking those rose-colored glasses off and really thinking about what you want retirement to look like, and of course how you're going to fund it.
She provides practical strategies for saving and investing for retirement, highlighting the power of starting early and letting compound interest work its magic.
And for those already in retirement, she discusses different strategies for withdrawing savings, like the 4% rule, which suggests you can safely withdraw 4% of your retirement savings each year without running out of money.
Retirement planning can feel daunting, but Dr. Howe breaks it down, making it feel manageable.
And she reminds us it's never too early or too late to start. Taking charge of your financial future, no matter your age, is empowering.
Now, we can't talk about financial well-being without addressing risk management and insurance strategies.
Life throws those curveballs, and being prepared is key. Dr. Howe starts by emphasizing health insurance. Even if you're young and healthy, accident and illnesses can happen.
It's about protecting yourself from those potentially devastating medical bills. And she explores different types of life insurance term, life, and whole life, explaining the pros and cons of each.
It's about choosing the coverage that aligns with your needs and your budget, not just blindly signing up for the first policy you see.
And don't forget about property insurance. Homeowners or renters insurance protects your property from damage, whether it's a fire, theft, or a natural disaster.
And it also includes liability coverage, which is crucial in case someone's injured on your property.
Then, of course, auto insurance is a legal requirement in most places. Dr. Hu also recommends considering umbrella insurance, which provides that extra layer of liability protection beyond your other policies.
It's like having that safety net in case of a major lawsuit or claim.
Exactly. Now, beyond those basics, Dr. Hu dives into asset protection strategies. These are all about shielding your wealth from potential legal issues or creditors.
She talks about setting up trusts, forming limited liability companies, and diversifying investments strategically.
It's about being proactive and safeguarding those hard-earned assets.
Risk management might not be the most glamorous topic, but it's essential for peace of mind. Knowing you've done what you can to mitigate potential risks and protect your financial well-being.
Speaking of expanding your horizons, Dr. Hu takes us on a journey into global investing, looking beyond our own country's borders and recognizing those vast investment opportunities worldwide.
I love this section. It's about understanding that the global economy is interconnected and that those global forces can impact our investments even if they're right here at home.
Exactly. Things like interest rates, currency fluctuations, political events, global trade patterns, they can all have a ripple effect.
So staying informed about those global influences is key to making smart investment decisions.
Dr. Hu provides a range of strategies for international diversification. It's all about spreading your investments across different countries and markets to reduce risk and potentially increase returns.
It's like the financial equivalent of not putting all your eggs in one basket.
She suggests exploring international mutual funds, or ETFs, a simple way to diversify across different countries' stock markets. And for those seeking stability, she mentions international bonds.
And for those who are a bit more adventurous,
Dr. Hu discusses direct investment in foreign markets, which can offer higher potential returns but also more risk.
it's all about finding that right balance based on your risk tolerance and investment goals.
Now, before diving into specific markets, Dr. Hu stresses the importance of understanding the fundamentals of investing in Forex and international stocks.
The Forex market, the foreign exchange market, it's the largest financial market globally, but it's incredibly volatile.
So definitely not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not.
Having a solid understanding of currency fluctuations, economic indicators, and global events is crucial, as is a solid risk management plan to protect yourself from potential losses.
When it comes to international stock investing, Dr. Hu reminds us that each country's market has its own personality, its own set of rules.
Doing your research and understanding the risks and opportunities of each market before investing is essential.
And don't forget about those currency fluctuations. They can really impact your returns, even if the underlying stock performs well.
She also reminds us to consider those tax implications. Different countries have their own tax laws regarding foreign investments.
It's about being informed and considering all those factors before diving in head first. Dr. Hu even touches on overseas real estate investment.
Real estate can be a great way to diversify, and it offers the potential for appreciation. But investing overseas comes with its own unique challenges.
She stresses due diligence, understanding local laws and regulations, working with reputable professionals.
And don't forget about those potential curveballs, like currency risk, political instability, and hidden costs that can pop up.
It's about being prepared and making smart decisions before committing to overseas real estate. Global investing can be a rewarding way to broaden your horizons and potentially boost those returns. But it's crucial to approach it with a clear strategy and a solid understanding of the risks involved.
Dr. Hu provides so much valuable information and insight to guide us on that global investment journey.
She also emphasizes the importance of regular financial checkups. It's like taking your finances to the doctor, a regular health assessment. We often neglect our financial health until something goes wrong, but being proactive is key.
Dr. Hu provides a really practical guide for those monthly checkups. Reviewing your bank balance, listing your bills, checking credit card statements, setting monthly savings goals.
It's about staying on top of things and making sure you're heading in the right direction.
She also suggests conducting deeper annual reviews, assessing your overall financial health.
This involves tracking your net worth, checking how your assets are allocated, and adjusting your budget and savings goals.
And she stresses making adjustments after those big life events, getting married, having children, changing careers.
Our financial needs and goals are always evolving. Our plans need to keep pace.
Those regular checkups and reviews help you stay organized, make informed decisions, and avoid potential problems.
It's about taking control of your financial well-being and creating a solid foundation for success.
Now, Dr. Howe goes beyond those general checkups. She dives into setting financial goals that actually align with your personal needs and aspirations.
It's about recognizing that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to financial planning.
She encourages us to define what financial freedom means to us. What does it look like? What does it feel like? And to identify those short-term and long-term goals that will get you there.
And before setting those goals, she reminds us to understand our income, expenses, assets, and debts.
It's like taking inventory of your financial life. Knowing where you stand is that first step to making informed decisions about how to move forward.
What I appreciate is that Dr. Howe provides specific advice for those who are self-employed or running their own businesses. Managing finances can be more complex when you don't have that steady paycheck.
She talks about establishing a stable cash flow, creating a budget that accounts for those income fluctuations, and being disciplined about setting aside money for taxes, something many entrepreneurs overlook.
And she emphasizes having a retirement plan, even if you're pouring all your energy into building your business.
It's about being proactive, recognizing that your business is not your only financial asset.
Dr. Howe also delves into the unique considerations of managing family and personal finances.
When you have a family, those financial decisions impact more than just yourself. It's essential to involve everyone in the planning process, talk openly about money, and create a budget that works for all.
And having adequate insurance coverage to protect your family's financial well-being is paramount.
Family financial planning is all about teamwork, communication, and shared goals.
This deep dive has been packed with insights. Dr. Howe's new wealth blueprint covers everything from mindset and investing to risk management and practical tips for different life stages.
I love how she presents it all in a way that's clear, concise, and engaging. Her focus on the holistic nature of wealth is so refreshing. It's not just about the numbers, it's about creating a life you love.
She emphasizes that financial success is just one piece of the puzzle. True wealth encompasses our health, our relationships, our happiness, and the impact we make on the world.
And that's a blueprint worth following.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to highlight those amazing financial templates Dr. Howe includes in the appendix of her book. They're like cheat codes for managing your money tools, for tracking spending, creating a budget, setting goals, planning for retirement, and so much more.
These templates take the guesswork out of financial planning and make it feel so much more accessible.
It's like having a personal finance advisor right there with you, guiding you every step of the way.
Let's start with the cash flow statement template. A simple yet powerful way to track your income and expenses each month.
It's all about clarity, seeing where your money's coming from and where it's going.
She also includes a zero-based budget template, which is a more detailed approach. It ensures every dollar has a specific job. It's about being intentional with your spending.
I love that goal setting and progress tracker template. It helps you visualize your financial goals. You can actually see how you're progressing.
It's a great way to stay motivated, especially for those long-term goals.
And the 50-30-20 budget pie chart, it's such a helpful visual. You can see at a glance how your income is divided between needs, wants, and savings.
Great for identifying areas where you might need to adjust your spending.
For those long-term goals, the Savings and Investment Growth Curve template is fantastic. Helps you see how those savings can grow over time, taking into account compound interest.
It's motivating to see how small contributions can really build into something significant.
And before diving into investing, Dr. Howe provides a risk assessment tool template. It helps you figure out your risk tolerance, which is so important for making informed decisions.
Aligning your investment choices with your comfort level when it comes to market fluctuations.
Then there's the monthly expense tracker template. It offers a super detailed breakdown of your spending habits, helping you pinpoint areas where you can save.
And the net worth tracker template provides a snapshot of your overall financial health. Takes into account your assets and liabilities to give you a clear picture.
For those working towards becoming debt-free, the Debt Repayment Progress template is great. helps you track your progress and stay motivated as you chip away at those loans.
And finally, the retirement savings plan template helps you calculate how much you need to save and how to allocate those funds. It's a roadmap to a financially secure retirement.
These templates are such valuable resources. They offer a practical framework for managing your money and achieving your goals.
They really simplify financial planning. It feels achievable and empowering.
And the best part, they're all free. You can find them in the appendix of Dr. Howe's book or on our website, cocochonzan.net.
Dr. Howe is incredibly generous with her knowledge and resources. She wants to empower everyone to achieve financial freedom and live a life of purpose and abundance.
Speaking of cocochonzan.net, that's the place to go for more information about Dr. Howe, her book, and her work.
Her website is a treasure trove of resources, articles, videos, even a blog where she shares her latest insights.
She also offers online courses and workshops, fantastic for deepening your understanding and gaining those practical skills.
It's like having a personal finance mentor right in your pocket.
If you're ready to take control of your financial future and create a life of abundance and balance, I highly recommend checking out Dr. Howe's book, The New Wealth Blueprint, and explore those resources on her website. It's a journey worth taking.
And remember, financial freedom is within your reach. It all starts with taking that first step.
And with Dr. Howe's guidance, that journey becomes much clearer and, I think, more enjoyable. And before we wrap up this deep dive into the New Wealth Blueprint, I want to highlight one more gem that Dr. Howe offers: her financial planning checklist. It's like a personalized roadmap for your financial journey, breaking it down into clear steps.
I love how she tailors it to different age groups because our financial needs, they shift as we go through life, right?
Absolutely. It starts with those in their 20s, a time of new beginnings and building a solid foundation.
Dr. Howe calls this the foundation building phase, all about establishing healthy habits that will set you up for success later on.
She recommends practical things like creating a budget, tracking spending, building an emergency fund, even starting to invest, even if it's just a little bit.
It's about harnessing the power of time. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow.
She also encourages those in their 20s to think about long-term goals, buying a house, saving for retirement, even if they seem far off.
When you start planning and saving early, those big goals become much more attainable.
Then she moves on to the 30s, often a time when careers take off and families might be growing.
Those financial responsibilities ramp up, so Dr. Howe stresses reviewing and adjusting your budget, increasing savings, and looking at diversifying investments.
For couples, she emphasizes communication, creating a financial plan that works for both partners.
And if you're starting a family, it's time to think about things like life insurance, disability insurance, and those college savings plans.
It's about protecting your family and giving your kids a solid start. As we move into the 40s, often a time of peak earning years and maybe a bit more stability, Dr. Howe kind of shifts the focus.
It becomes about maximizing those retirement savings, paying down any lingering debt, making sure your insurance is up to date,
solidifying that financial foundation and honing in on those long-term goals.
And for those in their 50s and beyond, it's about finalizing those retirement plans, estate planning, thinking about the legacy you'll leave.
Making sure you can enjoy retirement without financial worries and leaving a positive impact are key themes here.
This checklist is such a valuable resource, like a personalized roadmap for your financial journey.
It reminds us that financial planning isn't a one-time thing, it's an ongoing process.
And it's never too early or too late to take control.
This deep dive into Dr. Howe's New Wealth Blueprint has been amazing, so insightful. It's a book filled with wisdom, practical advice, and inspiring stories.
I love how she takes a holistic approach, reminding us that financial success is just one part of a fulfilling life.
It's about creating a life with purpose, meaning, and abundance in your finances and in all areas of your life.
If you're ready to embark on your own journey, I highly recommend Dr. Howe's book and her website, cocochonzan.net.
It's full of information and inspiration, and it might change your perspective on money and what it means to live a rich life.
Remember, financial freedom is within your reach. It all starts with taking that first step.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep striving for a life of abundance and balance in balance.
When the storm clouds gather and the winds grow strong, remember who you are, you've been brave all along. In the darkest moments when hope feels thin, look inside your heart, let the light within begin. Rise above it all, let your spirit soar, break through the chains. heavy and the nights are long, hold on to your dreams, find where you belong. Every step you take brings you closer to the light. Keep moving forward with all your might. Rise above it all, let your spirit soar. Break through the chains, open every door. Stand tall, don't be afraid to fall. You have the power to rise above it all. When the world feels heavy and the nights are long, hold on to your dreams, find where you belong. Every step you take brings you closer to the light. Keep moving forward with all your might. When you're facing down, hold your head up high. You are stronger than you know, reach for the sky. With every heartbeat, with every stride, know that victory lies inside. Rise above it all, let your spirit soar. Break through the chains, open every door. Stand tall, don't be afraid to fall. You have the power to rise above it all. So keep the faith, let your heart be strong. The journey is your own, where you belong. With love and courage, you'll find your way. Tomorrow's a new dawn. Embrace today. Embrace today. So keep the faith, let your heart be strong. The journey is your own, where you belong. With love and courage, you'll find your way. Tomorrow's a new dawn. Embrace today. When the world feels heavy and the nights are long, hold on to your dreams, find where you belong. Every step you take brings you closer to the light. Keep moving forward with all your might.